Thank you all for coming to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Curry Student Center. Hey, woo! We have a fantastic audience today of former staff, alumni, current students who have come from all over the world to be with us today, so thank you all so much for coming out to celebrate. As part of our program today, we're going to be hearing from Vice President of Student Affairs Laura Wenkel, as well as alumni from all through the years of Curry. Then we will finally hear the results of homecoming King, Queen, and Mayor of Huntington Avenue. I hear that some of you are curious to hear what the results of that are, so we'll have that coming for you. We will hear and we will see some of the items that will go into the 2014 time capsule that are displayed in front of you, and then we will conclude the event with a beautiful mix of a cappella and cake. So you have that to look forward to today. And before I turn over the microphone to Laura Wenkel, I just wanted to briefly reflect on what it is that I think makes Curry so unique. There's a special kind of energy that fills the Curry Student Center. It's an exciting hybrid kind of energy that reverberates through its halls and suites and meeting spaces. On any given day, you can find students coming together to celebrate ideas and accomplishments, to reflect on past trials and initiatives, to collaborate and innovate and blaze a trail forward. The Curry Student Center has stood unmoving in this exact spot for 50 years, but the possibilities that it's presented to students have been endless. These walls have held everything from World Cup viewing parties to economic symposiums to flash mobs. The Curry Student Center has seen it all. And there's one key characteristic of Curry that has made this all possible. When the student voice arises, the student center responds. Throughout these 50 years, students have been instrumental in shaping the development of the Student Center. From its very beginning, Curry was driven by students. Back in the early 1960s, students got together and they made it clear that they wanted a lounge, they wanted a student cafeteria, they wanted a bookstore. 70% of students signed a petition to expand L Hall and to create the structure of the building that you see today. This student leadership led directly to the construction of the Student Center because students said that they would even be willing to tax themselves to create this building in 1964. But it didn't stop there. In the 1990s, students wanted more. They wanted more meeting spaces and more services and a better experience in their student center. So the Student Government Association got together and held another referendum, and students made their voices heard. Students voted to further tax themselves to create a new student center experience. President Curry loved the idea and made it a reality in just 2 summers of renovations. And now you have the building that you see before you today. Even looking downstairs at the vendors, looking at the West Addition mezzanine, you can see the direct impact of student input in the development of the Student Center. For 50 years, students have come to Curry to learn, celebrate, congregate, and collaborate. And for 50 years, the Student Center has been shaped by those needs. And that's why we celebrate those 50 years today. That's what makes this building so special. For 50 years, our bursts of collaboration and celebration have been held here in Curry, and for 50 years, Curry has evolved and adapted to welcome those moments. And here's the most important part. Those are the moments that define our experience at Northeastern. Those moments punctuate our lives in between classes and interviews and jobs. At the end of our days, after all the co-op and homework and stress of classes, we come here to celebrate what it means to be a student. Curry has allowed students to be the heartbeat of the Student Center for 50 years, and I hope that heartbeat will continue to echo for the next 50. But that's enough of my rambling. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you the Vice President of Student Affairs for Northeastern University, Laura Wenkel.
Thank you, Noah. Isn't he the best? Another round for Noah. Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be among those also welcome you today, especially our alumni who've joining us for homecoming weekend. We're here, as Noah indicated, to celebrate homecoming and also Curry's 50th anniversary celebration. We opened this celebration last month and continue to celebrate it through our homecoming weekend, and also will culminate with the crowning of our King and Queen. If you haven't had a chance, I urge you to take a look at the exhibit that was put together in the back of the area here, which was developed by our Scout group of students. It is completely student designed and prepared, and something that's worth taking a look at to see the rich history of Curry over the last 50 years. During our opening celebration, we also opened the time capsule, and there were some very entertaining things there. I think those are also on display. We will also make a time capsule, and the items here today on the table, which people will share later, will be part of the legacy we contribute to the next 50 years and the next opening of a time capsule. During that, I also shared my own story of the impact that the student union of my undergraduate years had on me in launching my own career in student affairs, and how I continue to remain thankful that I'm still able to do the work that was inspired so many years ago in my own college union experience. So what does the Curry Student Center and other university unions around the country attempt to do? Well, it's really very simple. The union, the Commons, the Student Center, whatever it happens to be called on any campus, is really a place meant to be a unifying force in the life of the campus it serves. It is not just a building or even just a place. It is the community center and living room. It is the place where student life happens, where all that is possible intersects. Through its commitment to developing social, cultural, recreational, and educational programming, its many offerings provide the mosaic that enriches and empowers student life, the place where student growth and exploration, leadership and reflection are nourished. At Northeastern, we embrace the notion that learning happens everywhere, and learning happens through experience. The work of the Curry Student Center is focused on providing the environment within which students have a wonderful laboratory to learn things about themselves and others. Through student leadership and engagement, the program is shaped, strengthened, and serves as a reflection of student needs and interests. It is the one place on campus that is truly an expression of student life. Naturally, throughout the years, the expression of these needs and interests change. Certainly, a quick review of the rich history of Curry and its students who have come bears witness to that, and the many changes over time. While clearly the issues of the day, hairstyles, and fashion have changed, there are fundamental principles that have remained alive throughout the years. The Curry Student Center has been committed to engaging students, enriching their experience, helping them to experience something new, and to find their voices, to listen to what they have to say, to be connected with others, and to feel surrounded and supported in a place they could call home. It is this commitment that we celebrate. The space is merely the backdrop and the stage upon which so many rich narratives have been prepared by our students over the years. We celebrate the commitment to creating a high-quality, vibrant student life and the rich tapestry of experiences, discoveries, and growth that all of its programs and services make possible. While Curry may not have some of the feature that some facilities on other campuses, like climbing walls and lazy rivers, some of the excess we know to exist out there, there is no question that the commitment to program has the vitality and energy that is nourished by the dreams of our students and the professionals who are dedicated to its goals and programs. Thank you so much for being here today and joining in this moment of reflection and celebration. I am now pleased to have the privilege of introducing one of our alums who's also played a role in the history of Curry. Virginia DeFranza spent 35 years in Boston Public Schools as a teacher, assistant headmaster at Brighton High School and principal at the Michael J. Perkins School in South Boston. After she retired, she returned to Northeastern for 6 years to work with the education licensure programs in CPS and consulted for underperforming school districts for the State Department of Education. Virginia earned a doctorate from Boston University and an advanced graduate degree from Northeastern. Virginia credits Northeastern as truly being her alma mater, her other mother, by providing her with an education as well as warmth, love, confidence, personal expression, and recognition. As a student, Virginia was president of her class for 5 years, not an easy feat for a predominantly male college in the 60s. As class president, she was member of the original Student Center Committee, who were instrumental in bringing the Student Center to fruition from concept to its completion in 1964. She was also named Woman of the Year in her senior year. Please join me in welcoming Dr. DeFranza.
Well, all hail, as we used to say in the 60s. I was part of the Walls, the original Walls. But I would like to set a little backdrop for you. It was a time of promise. It was JFK. It was the beginnings of student activism. And now I will channel for you what else was around. There was community resources like the Lobster Claw. If anybody was around that went to the Lobster Claw, wave at me. There was the conservatory, but there also was Conley's on the Ave for music education. And then our mayor of Huntington Avenue was Little Shrimp, Dave Kane, who might be here and might not. As girls, we wore skirts for 5 years. You could not wear pants until after school. We had hootenanny, rotary phones, sock hops, where you actually did your dancing in your socks. And we were primarily a commuter school. And a lovely experience I can share with you, and some of you probably do it yourself. At 5 o'clock, Park Street, it's instant brotherhood. There can be not one more person that can fit on the car, but they do. So we felt like we were at Ellis Island, huddled masses. But enough of me. The boys wore regular stuff, carried slide rules, briefcases, T-squares, no cell phones, and we did not bring our typewriters and rotary phones to school. Now, here's my brief little summary of the Student Center. This is how it happened as I remember, but it was 50 years ago, 1964. And somebody, not me, in 2064 will be standing here saying what they remember about the new renovations. So here we go. Yearly, President Asa Knowles used to have meetings with all the student leaders, and he was very responsive, and he listened to us. And one year, I think it was 1962, he brought in the R&Ds. It was the beginning of the alphabets, research and development. And they had all these wonderful presentation boards, and they had their 1973, which seemed years from where we were, list of when the buildings were coming. And the Student Center, believe it or not, was coming in 1972. And we all said, we need it now. We used to run off and go to BU, to the Sherman Union, to sit and have our little smart talks, look at the boys, do all sorts of things. It was a comfortable place. And there was no comfortable place here. We had the commons, very hard chairs, long, ugly tables. We did have a jukebox. I see no jukebox here. Coffee was 10 cents, and so was the music, 10 cents. Now, the process really was student-initiated. Such a meeting gave birth to the ideas, and that was the meeting of the R&D group, Research and Development, telling us about this student center. Afterwards, Dr. Knowles asked us what we thought, how to improve student life. We told him again, we'd like the student center ASAP, and we would be willing to help finance that. And we volunteered $10, and they said maybe $12.50 a term, and that seemed a lot, seeing that the whole term of 10 weeks was $700 a long time ago. One of the people at the lunches, one of the students, was from the Northeastern News. He immediately wrote an article that got us all interested, so we began to lobby for it. And now I'm coming to my end. In summary, we sold the project. Dr. Knowles was very responsive to us. And I want to share my last memory with you, one of my best memories. I was Jack Curry's co-op student. And on Fridays, I had the lovely pleasure of doing his desk in Lemon Pledge, bright, shining, smelled good. And it's interesting to note that Jack Curry, the admissions guy, became president and took the student center the second mile. So Huskies, I say to you, let's honor all our Northeastern memories, create some new ones, and instead of just thinking of Lemon Pledge, I'd say let's do some real pledges here to continue the brightness of this beautiful building. The smell is wonderful. Some buildings are not. And shiny. Let's keep it shiny. So I say to everybody, as you become an alumni, donate. Give some extra money. Thank you, and all hail. Virginia DeFranza, 66 ED. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Michael. Michael Kuzak is from the class of 1993. He too was a teacher. After Northeastern, he went to Harvard, spent 4 years at the Mass Department of Ed, did many programs. As a student, Michael was the vice president of student affairs for student government. He passionately led the campaign in the early 90s to renovate the student center, serving on many renovation committees, campaigning across the campus to raise student support. I think he got $50 in presenting design plans to any student group that would listen. His contributions were instrumental to the major renovations, and I'm going to say they're wonderful, and were completed in 1994. Michael?
Thank you very much, Virginia. And thank you to Bob Greer and Gail Oleha for inviting me to speak today. It's an honor to be here this amazing fall day in this special building. When I was here in the 1990s, we felt like we owned the place, and that is the way it should be. This was because of many things, the ways that students before me fought to be part of the process, but also because of people like Bob Greer and Gail Oleha who have believed in student leadership, and not just input, but ownership. We could have great triumphs and great failures, but our failures were never too great, and we always landed on our feet. When it was time to renovate the Student Center, and believe me, it was time, it was the students who were front and center. We were part of every aspect of the renovation, from choosing the architects to planning the furniture. Our input was taken seriously, and it became part of the design, except the waterfall that I proposed for the inner courtyard. The lessons I learned about architecture, political organizing, and determination are probably the most important things I learned at Northeastern. These are the lessons that I took with me when I organized against a homophobic ballot question in Oregon, or for political candidates like the President Bill Clinton or Elizabeth Warren. When I sat on the quad answering questions about why students should raise their own fees to renovate the Student Center, I was not the most popular man on campus, but I certainly learned a lot about engaging people in a movement for change. I also learned how government and media can have a slightly tense relationship. Through student government, I learned about compromise, about working with people from different backgrounds and respecting human differences. Through student government, I met people from Lebanon, Uganda, Pakistan, Switzerland, and many other places around the world. I began to celebrate difference and see it as essential to our democracy. This Student Center is not just a building, but a laboratory where students can learn about each other and all the gifts that people bring to the world. I take these lessons with me and try to teach them to students in my U.S. history classes. I hope and trust that Northeastern students are still learning these lessons, and that students continue to be in the foreground of shaping their destiny. They must continue to engage in the process of governance, because in many ways, their destiny is also our destiny as a university community, but also a global community. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all the students who have made this building the center of student life for the last 50 years.
Hello, fellow Huskies and friends. First off, I'd like to give another round of applause for our past speakers, really fast. It is because of these people that we have the building that we are standing in today. and because of their dedication and hard work to keep Northeastern strong. So thank you all for that. So for me, I'm Brett Fink. I was the homecoming king in 2013, proud alumni of Northeastern, and I spend my time now in California, Northern California, working for a university out there. Thank you to Northeastern for giving me those opportunities. Since Sunday, current students have been participating in a series of events that showcase their Husky pride. From Husky decorating competition to the Mayor of Huntington Avenue debate, our students have displayed an incredible amount of creativity and spirit during this year's homecoming week. I'm excited to now announce our homecoming court, the new Mayor of Huntington Avenue, the Husky decorating winners, the Spirit competition winner, as well as the winners of the banner competition. To assist us in presenting the awards and honors today, please welcome to the stage again President Aoun and Dr. Laura Wankel, Vice President for Student Affairs. Many Northeastern students and student organizations have been competing throughout this past week for signature honors. We would like to congratulate everyone who's participated in these great events. Please join me in applauding all their efforts. If winning groups are in attendance, please stand to be recognized. And now the winners for the banner competition. In third place, we have Sigma Kappa and Alpha Epsilon Pi. In second place, we have the Colleges Against Cancer. And the winner of the banner competition, the Resident Student Association, RSA. Now in its sixth year, the Husky decorating competition resulted in 21 Huskies that were decorated by our student organizations, as you can see right here. They are currently on display, and again, winning groups, if you are in attendance, please stand to be recognized. The winners of the Husky decorating competition are as followed. In third place, the American Society for Civil Engineers. In second place, we have Co-op Connectors. And in first place, the American Institute of Architecture students. Congratulations to all of you and all of our contestants. Each Husky is truly a work of art. A special thanks to the staff and alumni who served as judges for our competition this week. Our Spirit competition recognizes the student organizations that have displayed the most enthusiasm and Husky spirit at this year's homecoming events. Spirit points were awarded based on attendance at events and participating in homecoming activities. If the winning groups are in attendance, please stand again to be recognized. In second place, Sigma Sigma Sigma. And this year we have a tie for first place. Congratulations to the Resident Student Association and the Student Alumni Association. Next, I would like to recognize the candidates for this year's Mayor of Huntington Avenue. Please turn your attention to the candidate standing above to your right. Our first candidate, Emily Vecchi, is a member of the class of 2017, majoring in communication studies. She is here representing Sigma Delta Tau. Next up, Dylan Abraham, a member of the class of 2015, majoring in marketing. Dylan is here representing Alpha Epsilon Pi and Northeastern Hillel. Our third candidate is Michelle Peck, who is representing Kappa Delta and the Dream Mentoring Program. Michelle is a part of the class of 2015 and is studying marketing with a minor in psychology. Our fourth contestant, Andrew Horowitz, a member of the class of 2016 studying chemical engineering with a minor in global social entrepreneurship. Andrew is here representing Sigma Phi Epsilon as well as the Husky ambassadors. Last but not least, Hannah DeYoung, a member of the class of 2016 majoring in communication studies, who is here representing Sigma Sigma Sigma. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the 2014 Mayor of Huntington Avenue, Andrew Horowitz. Andrew is a chemical engineering major and proud member of Sigma Phi Epsilon. Andrew has represented Northeastern in Hong Kong, as well as the Doghouse, and the team that went to New Hampshire last night, so good job, Andrew, on doing that, and hopes to raise school spirit to unmatched levels during his reign as mayor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the introduction of your 2014 homecoming court. Please again, turn your attention to the candidates on your right. Our first candidate for Queen is Dana Altman. Dana is a senior majoring in human services. She is here representing the Student Alumni Association. Next up, Amanda Anderson. Amanda is a health sciences major, graduating in 2016. She is here representing Delta Phi Epsilon. Join me in welcoming Kellyanne Deedle to the court. Kellyanne is a senior majoring in human services, and she is here today representing Kappa Delta. Next up, we have Julian Kohler. Julian is a senior majoring in nursing, and she is representing Kappa Kappa Gamma. Our fifth candidate for Queen is Kendall Donahue. Kendall is a member of the 2018 graduating class and pursuing a doctorate of pharmacy. Kendall is representing the Residential Student Association. Next, please welcome Roxy Lamb. Roxy is a senior majoring in business administration, and she's here representing Delta Zeta. Next up, we have Yakira Levy. Yakira is a senior majoring in international affairs, and she is here representing Alpha Epsilon Phi. Our seventh candidate for Queen today is Tasha Rosinski. Tasha is a senior majoring in economics and business, and she is here representing Sigma Sigma Sigma. Our next candidate for Queen is Allison Rizzi. Allison is a senior majoring in communications and is here representing Sigma Kappa. Next, please welcome Anastasia Thibault. Anastasia is a member of the class of 2016, majoring in business administration, and she is here representing Sigma Delta Tau. Our last candidate for Queen is Nicole Thomas. Nicole is a member of the 2016 graduating class with a major in criminal justice. She is here representing the Unity Gospel Ensemble. Now, please welcome our candidates for King, beginning first with Matthew DeCenzo. Matthew is a member of the 2018 graduating class with a degree in business administration, and he is here representing Sigma Phi Epsilon. Next, please welcome Dion Duran, a member of the 2018 graduating class with a degree in business administration, and he's here representing Alpha Delta Phi. Our next candidate for King is Thomas Kalangowski. Thomas is a member of the class of 2017, majoring in electrical and computer engineering, and is here representing Delta Tau Delta. Our 15th candidate of the day, Jonathan Letts. John is a member of the 2016 graduating class with a major in accounting and finance and is proudly representing Kappa Sigma fraternity. Our last candidate, but not least, of course, is Edward Manzi. Ed is a senior with a major in accounting and finance and is here representing Alpha Epsilon Pi. And from what I hear, has amazing biceps in his oversized basketball jersey. So please give a round of applause for the 2014 Homecoming Court candidates. And now for the moment you all been waiting for. Can the following join me on stage? Please welcome the 2014 Homecoming King, John Letts. And the 2014 Homecoming Queen, Tasha Rosinski. Our 2014 King, John Letts, is from Chalfont, Pennsylvania. John is a member of the class of 2016 and majoring in accounting and finance. He's also a member of Kappa Sigma and the Accounting Honor Society, Beta Alpha Psi. For our 2014 Queen, Tasha, she's from Rockport, Massachusetts, and a member of the 2015 class, majoring in economics and business administration. She's the treasurer for Sigma Sigma Sigma, a member of the Northeastern Downhillers, and a marathon runner. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in congratulating our 2014 Homecoming Queen and King and all the winners that were honored here today.
That's good. Noah, good job.
Can we give one more round of applause to our winners today? Thank you very much. All right. So, before we get out of here, I just want to quickly go over the time capsule. First and foremost, though, before we get into some of the specifics, I'd like to thank all of the student organizations and all of the offices on campus that contributed items to the time capsule. You can see them all here in front of you, and actually we have a list of them. We should have a list of them on the screens. I'm not entirely sure if you can see them. But if you look at those screens, you'll be able to see a list of everything that's on this table. Of note, we have a tuition bill, which is a little more expensive than the one from the 1964 time capsule. We have a letter from President Curry. We have an iPhone. We've got some newspapers with the election results and Mayor Menino featured. You guys can look at the screens. You can read. While you're looking at that list, though, I would like to extend a huge thank you to the people who have worked on this event and this past month worth of events. Thank you to Student Affairs, the Building Services and Facilities, the Homecoming Committee, and the 50th Anniversary Committee. Can we please give all of them a round of applause for their work? All right, and last up, before we get to the cake, and tour the gallery also, please. We have a special musical guest, Northeastern's own Nor'easters. The Nor'easters are Northeastern's premier co-ed a cappella group. They have continuously striven to maintain the highest standards of musicality while still keeping the fun alive. Last year, they were named champions of the International Championship of Collegiate A Cappella, and they are currently amping up for this year's competition. With 8 new members this semester, the group is excited to bring you their new sound. Please help me welcome the Nor'easters.
Happy Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Curry. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Curry. We have one more song for you. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Love was changing the minds of pretenders while we're chasing the clouds away. Our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing as we danced through the night. Remember how the stars threw the night away. Maria, say that you remember. Maria, dancing in September. Maria, never was a cloudy day. Maria, say that you remember. Maria, dancing in September. Maria, never was a cloudy day. Listen to the wind blow, watch the sunrise. Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your life. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you say that you will never break the chain. Listen to the wind blow, down comes the night. Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your lies. Break the silence, damn the dark, damn the light. You don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you say that you will never break the chain. And if you don't love me now,